And welcome back to another episode of the Blip Pod.
That's what it'll sound like when it's done.
Okay, so a little explanation. I'm Nolan.
I'm Joey.
I'm Liam.
And yeah, we're just jumping right in there. We have a co-host on this week. We've got a guest on this week, Liam. Liam, you want to give a little introduction about yourself?
I'm Liam. There's not really much to say about me right now. I look like a shaggy dog mixed with like the Fonz because I haven't gotten a haircut in a while. But yeah, I like Star Wars, so that's why I'm here.
That's a good reason to be here.
That's a very good reason to be here. Liam is working on our theme song, and he didn't have it, so he just sung it.
Yeah, he gave a demonstration of what it will sound like.
It'll be done soon, eventually.
Sound like a dying eel. Okay.
News time.
So yeah, this week we're doing a little different. We've realized that the longer segments are very long, and we can't even listen for that long. So breaking it down into a couple new segments each week. We're going to do our weekly news segment at the beginning, during the weekend, which will be this, and then we'll have another episode, which will be our topic review. This week's topic review will be going over some of the best Clone Wars arcs and debating that. So tune in for that. Tune in for that later?
Yeah.
Tune in for that. We're also on radio, apparently. Okay, so we got this week's news. The big thing is the Batman.
That's the best thing, too.
That's also the best thing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
The suit reveal.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I first heard the announcement that Robert Pattinson was Batman, I was very skeptical. I'm like, why are they doing this? I was not that excited. But seeing him in the suit and the suit reveal, I don't know, I think it would work. I think it's going to work out, and I'm actually kind of excited for it a little bit now.
Yeah, I think he looks good. And so the one thing I was mentioning to you guys earlier is when they reveal the front of the suit, they have the bat symbol on the front. Did you hear the thing about how potentially the bat symbol is made out of the gun that killed his parents?
I heard
Really?
that.
I have not heard that.
So if you look at it, it looks like the handle of like a pistol, like separated into two parts.
That's actually kind of cool, though.
It's cool.
I think
it's
that's
really
kind
cool
of
as hell.
Which makes sense because the director did say that in this version, it's going to be like basically like the comics, where it's not like he gets his suit from Wayne Tech, he builds it himself. Mm-hmm. Which would make sense that if he's building the suit himself, he'd build in some sort of memorabilia, I guess.
Give him fire to his crime fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where does he get the suit in the other iterations? I mean, I know
Dark Knight, he gets it from Wayne Enterprises.
Okay. What about the Keaton movies?
Keaton, they don't say.
Gotcha. Oh, because he's just Batman.
I'm assuming like a Rubbermaid factory. Went to like a Tupperware maker.
Suit.
Yeah. And then that's I'm trying to think.
Do you think Robert Pattinson will have neck mobility? Because they haven't had that in the past movies, man. They finally gave him neck mobility in the last Dark Knight movie, but
well, you kind of have to like move your shoulders with your head turned.
Yeah, it's
so,
terrible. Like you need to they just need to give him like a hinge or something.
They do.
Like here.
Yeah.
Or just like cool Kevlar or something. You guys go look up. There's an awesome video of George Clooney trying to like turn his neck, and they've just edited it together as a compilation of him just going. He's like just points with his chest.
Too bad the viewers can't see what you're doing right now.
Oh yeah. So I'm basically just thrusting my chest out my co-host.
Pivoting.
Just
going back and forth.
Pivoting wildly. No, but okay, so I have a couple thoughts on this. I had the same reaction as you, Joey. I originally thought, why are they casting the Twilight guy when most of the other actors, even in the bad ones, are very good actors. You got Christian Bale, who's fantastic. Ben Affleck, who people have like mixed opinions on him, but he's generally a good actor.
Oh, I thought he played a good older Batman for the most part.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I don't really remember his performance in Justice League very much. I remember enjoying it. The interview of him just sitting in that chair, man. I'll never forget that.
I wish they gave him a solo movie so you could really see his capability of Batman.
This one was intended for him originally. And then he was going to direct it and star in it.
It's supposed to come out like last year.
Yeah.
Or this year.
Was it really this year? Slated for this year?
I think it was January this year. If I'm not mistaken,
That's
February this year.
Maybe we could have saw it.
Yeah, that could have been our pilot episode. Would have been Batman. and you would have heard me on the Batman theme. No, but then after I'm seeing the pictures and after I kind of looked into his background, with the exception of the Twilight movies, which are, when I was their opinion,
Have you seen him?
It's like 5 minutes long and I died.
Well, I mean, I got 2 sisters. I've seen them all.
Oh yeah,
Really?
that's a
How
good
do you
point.
like him?
To be honest, I don't hate them at all, but
Yeah.
just like a lot of the drama just kind of makes me sick of it. But they're not like horrible movies. So, and I do like the action in it too, with all like the werewolves and vampires and stuff. Like I don't hate them, but it's not something I'd rewatch.
The reason I ask is because like I've actually heard a lot of people talk about how good the first one is. Just the first one, not the other ones. But
I have heard that the first one's not bad. Don't. It's not that I don't want to watch it. I'm on the list of stuff I gotta watch. That's not high up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a fangirl.
Yeah, no, definitely I'm not. Who was just saying that apparently like 50 Shades of Grey is based on...
Oh,
it's a
Frank.
fanfic,
I did not realize
Frank,
that.
we were talking about in Frank's class. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Frank mentioned that it was... That's funny.
Yeah, because, I don't know, I forget what we were talking about because we were going over our ideas for our own pilot episodes for our series.
Yeah.
And someone had like a similar take, and then Frank brought up, I just found out that
the
50 Shades of Grey was...
So,
Yeah.
little backstory, we're writing... me and Joey are each writing a TV series, the pilot, and then a pitching for a TV series on top of another movie. So that's the context of that. I'm realizing that we're all talking about some guy named Frank, and anyone listening is going, who in the hell
No,
is
they're probably
Frank?
going, oh yeah, Frank.
Frank!
We all know
Sinatra.
Frank.
Yeah, exactly, Sinatra.
Dude, Frank Sinatra. He doesn't even teach class. He just sings class to you guys. Everything about
Sings
TV
about
series.
50 Shades of Grey. Okay, but wait, back on Batman. So, okay, couple things. The Batsuit looks like it's out of the... Have you guys played the Arkham games or at least seen
yeah.
them?
I was
have
just
not.
about to say that. Yeah,
Yes.
it looks like it was pulled straight from it.
Looks like it was pulled straight from it. It also definitely looks handmade. There's a color-corrected one that someone did where they took out all the red, and the cape is apparently bluish.
Oh, that's cool.
So, okay, I kind of
Like
like
a
that.
dark blue.
Like how they had the gray and blue suit.
Yeah, but like
But
it's a
black
dark gray. Like a dark, basically black, and then a really, really dark blue.
I like
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that's cool.
You couldn't really tell because it's kind of like in the shadows.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. How is it in the Batman animated series? It's a little blue, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it definitely is in the animated
In the
series. Yeah.
first season, it's just blue, and then they go to the black and gray.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Then do you guys ever seen Batman Brave and the Bold?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it.
Seen a little bit. Yeah.
That show is off the rails, but
I remember seeing the episode when they had the Marvel family, which is now Shazam.
yes,
Oh,
yep,
really?
yep.
Yeah.
I forget about that.
Rights.
That he's like, what is his actual name? Is
Captain
it Captain
Marvel?
Marvel? That's
Yeah.
so weird,
Yeah.
man.
That's so
But
yeah,
they changed it to Shazam.
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
But basically, I am excited for this. That's my initial takeaway. I think that everyone in it's good if they do the long Halloween, which is like the
Man,
the
that'd be
setup of
so
all the villains.
cool.
Yeah, they'll be able to get a bunch of good villains. Zoe Kravitz, I believe her name is playing Catwoman, and she's been in the suit and says it's really cool. So I'm excited for that. So if they just do that well,
Well, what's your take on you thinking that the new Joker is gonna be with the new Batman?
I have no idea what they're doing with that.
I don't think they'll do it. Like, when is the era that this one's supposed to take place in? That's the question.
Potentially the 90s.
But like, his suit looks way too high tech for the. Well, actually, no. I think it would fit in the 90s. Actually, come to think of it, I thought maybe like it wouldn't fit. In the
I mean, he
80s or
made it
70s.
himself too.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe the gun thing makes it look high tech though, if that's what they
Yeah.
went with. You know.
They did say it's a little more detective-y than superhero-y,
That's gonna be
which would
great.
lean into
I
the
kinda
whole.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's basically
Yeah.
all I want.
Do what they did with Joker, make it a unique story, not like don't mimic Joker, that's not what I'm saying,
Yeah,
but like take a character that you've done before and then make a unique story for that character that hasn't really been seen before. And I think if they take the detective route, then it fits perfectly, you know?
Yeah, and then they can have them actually like solve crimes and stuff. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts from you guys?
Oh,
Did we go to the next section?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's face. I'm gonna mention that absolutely. So in the little teaser trailer that they have for the Batman with him in the suit and everything, I think it has to just be the angle of Robert Pattinson's face because he's looking down, but it looks like maybe whoever was doing the camera test, maybe it was Matt Reeves. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He has his face angled down, but his chin is so far forward as he's looking down, his face looks like a banana. It's like it looks like concave. I don't know what about it,
you're not wrong.
but it's just like
He needs to do some chin exercises.
I think you're gonna say chin ups, and I'm picturing him on a chin bar, like, dude, and they're like, Robert Pattinson, you need to get jacked for Batman. He just puts his chin on the bar, and
he's
like,
just
that's all he
moving
did.
his chin back and forth. Well, if he does chin exercises, then it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get bigger. He's gonna show up. He's gonna like turn to the side and knock Catwoman out with his chin, man. It's gonna be crazy. You don't want that.
Like I said before, he's the Crimson Chin.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have one more thing to ask you guys.
Okay.
Short ears or long ears?
I like the
think-
short.
You like the short?
I like the short, yeah.
I
Is
think
it-
it'll be long.
Is it? Wait, hang on.
It's not in the trailer.
It's not.
No. So I saw somebody do
it's
artwork
cut
though.
out.
Somebody did like a little fan artwork thing where they added the long ears, and I think it looks cool.
You
Okay.
think so?
Yeah.
I think the long ears, I feel, works more in animated than live action.
Yeah, especially the video games too. You know?
I'm of two thoughts. I like the short ears in general, and I think they works well on Batfleck because he was like a bigger build.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think he's kind of skinny and his face is kind of like skinny.
Yeah.
So the long ears might be
Yeah,
better.
it might work, yeah. I feel like the slimmer
Yeah.
you are, the longer the ears would...
So
Yeah.
I have
You know.
really, really long bat ears because I'm super skinny. I would look terrifying in a Batman costume. I would look absolutely horrifying. It would be
You
like
seen Parks
stuck
and
to my
Rec?
body.
Have either of you guys seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I've seen all of Parks and Rec. I don't really remember too much though.
Do you remember the part where? Do you guys know? Do you guys know Adam Scott?
Yeah,
You kind of look like him.
people tell me that.
Yeah, and you just said me in a
That's a
batsuit, and
brag.
immediately I just pictured him in the batsuit. There's an episode where this like nerdy guy gets in like a batsuit. And
He,
just
he
walks around
gets in the
crying.
batsuit in the show?
Yeah,
I don't remember
And then
that.
he's like crying himself because his
Alright.
girlfriend broke up with him.
So that means we know what Liam looks like.
Yeah, we
I know. I
You want to look it up? And then I'll
Post
start
it
crying.
to our Instagram
Yeah,
page.
no, I
There's a picture of me.
legitimately will.
You know what I
will
have? I have
cut
a-
out the bottom of your face and just put it on.
I hate that. You know what I
Okay.
have though is I have a green morph suit, which is if you see me in that, dude, it's the most terrifying thing in the entire world. It's like it's so tight on me that I look like an actual stick figure. It's
I
terrifying.
hate that so much.
Yeah.
We started talking about Batman, and now you're in a green morph suit.
All right. Yeah. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, I feel like it's time to move on from
So
Batman.
wrong. Okay, so general opinions on everyone. People seem to like it. I think this movie will make... It's the first solo Batman movie we've had in 9 years?
No way.
Yeah,
Seriously?
2012 was Dark Knight Rises.
Holy crap, man.
That movie will make so much
Oh,
money.
yeah,
An
absolutely.
unbelievable amount of money. If like movies like if Joker and Shazam can make that much money, Batman will make through the roof. So next thing we got is Stranger Things season 4 teaser trailer.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not
Woke
too-
up to that.
Yes.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice surprise.
That was cool. I at first I didn't even notice it was because somebody had showed it to me. So at first I didn't even notice it was a Stranger Things trailer, and I'm like, why are these guys just working on a railroad?
It's short.
It is short,
It's very short.
and they don't give a lot away.
No.
too. It's just like
I think it was just to show that Hopper's alive to get everyone excited.
yeah,
You know.
Also, they're working on something. We can assume the Russians are trying to get back into the Upside Down.
yeah.
Another thing is, and they always like base. I didn't realize this, but apparently maybe you mentioned this to me. They always base each season on a holiday.
Oh no, I have not realized.
Someone said this to me
Yeah.
recently.
Wait, hang on. It's like
What was
I
the
gotta
first
think.
one?
Maybe
The second one was
Chris.
Halloween.
Maybe the first
Was
one was
the first one
Thanksgiving.
Christmas?
No, yeah, it was Christmas because she had all
The
the
lights.
lights. The lights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so it was
like
Christmas, Halloween,
I think
the
the
4th of July.
Yeah.
That
So-
Halloween stuff was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what this is going to be. Also, all the teasers are called From Russia with Love,
Really?
which is a
What?
James Bond movie. So my thought is that this is going to be a more spy espionage
Do
season.
you think it'll focus on Hopper then in Russia?
I think they know that the kids, people, not getting sick of the kids, but I think they know that people are starting to like Hopper more than they like the couple of kind of whiny kids. So I have a feeling it will focus on Hopper a lot.
Yeah, that's weird to me. But like, my question is, why would you this early on go ahead and just reveal that he's alive? You put so much emphasis on masking the fact that he was alive in the first place. You know, like they do that little tease
Yeah,
at the
they
end
do
where he's
that.
like, the American is here.
Yeah,
And they're
I
like,
I knew he was still. I knew that was
Yeah,
gonna be him.
of course.
There was no way that was not him.
You know what that might mean? That probably means there's an even bigger twist.
Probably.
Like
Maybe.
that they're going to be like, oh, you thought this was the twist. Here's another one. Is this... I might be wrong. I think, and while I'm talking, I'll look this up. I think this is the last season.
Yeah.
They also said that about the third
so.
season, though.
Yeah.
So we
So
don't know. But how much stuff can you do within the Stranger Things world, though? So like,
really...
I'd be fine with it ending after the fourth one, so they don't jump the shark and it starts becoming bad. Like,
That's-
a lot of
yeah.
shows I do love eventually start becoming bad because they run out of good content. So
they said the max they're ever going to do, the Duffer Brothers, the people who made it, they said they're going to do at most 5 seasons. But they might end after this one, allegedly, if they can finalize it and have a good ending.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to have a solid conclusion to end the series, which I felt like the third one did.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing with like Toy Story. Like it's a good conclusion, but it could still continue on.
That,
you know.
Honestly, you might be. I didn't think of that. You might be exactly right. This might almost entirely focus on Hopper and him just trying to get back to his family, and then that's the end.
Woody's story.
Yep.
Yeah,
Actually, I didn't think
honestly,
of that. That might be this.
Because you never really get a conclusion for that character.
Yep.
But everyone else,
Yeah.
Huh.
That might be it. Which I won't mind. I don't mind. I like spy stuff, and
That's a cool parallel. I didn't even think about
is
that.
actually that's cool. Okay, we got. So there's very little to talk about. They're working on a railroad. They're out in the middle of nowhere.
They're building the train
Also-
for Back to the Future 3.
Also, 11 doesn't have her powers as of right now because it ended and she lost her powers. Remember that?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember when she was moving away, she was trying to get her stuff. She couldn't do it. She had to pick it up.
Because the Upside Down is closed.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I was so focused on the Hopper stuff. I honestly forgot about the kids. So this might be just like spy espionage, them getting out of Russia and have to shut down the Russian government's attempt to get into the Inside Out.
But that would be
Not
cool.
Inside Out, the Upside
that
Down.
would be a stray away from like what they've been doing. And I think if they're gonna do that same thing where they like make it a unique thing, that'd be really cool.
I like that.
I'm always excited for Stranger Things
Exactly.
season.
Yeah.
What was I watched it for the first time last summer, maybe 2 summers ago, and I was watching a scene where it was the end of the first season when all the lights go out and then the dog, the Demogorgon, like comes through the hole in the wall in the school. And a tree fell on our lines, and all the power went out at the same time. And I'm not a horror movie fan. I was just like, and ran.
That's funny.
It was like 2 a.m. I just binged like a whole season of this, and then the power goes out as a dog comes through the screen, and I was like, nope, I'm out.
The timing for that.
It was so bad. It was so bad. My sister was like, no, why are you screaming? I'm like, the lights are all out.
You gotta look around your neighborhood, man. There might be like Stranger Things creatures.
I live in a weird forest, so we should all gang up with flashlights.
The Demogorgon's just gonna like come after you.
Where does the show take place again?
Oh,
Hawkins, Indiana.
Indiana, okay.
Yeah.
Which isn't a real place. Hawkins, Indiana does not exist, I don't think. The reason
it did exist in the 80s, but it got sucked into the unknown.
And now it awakened in
Massachusetts,
yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Nolan's experiencing.
Stranger Nolan.
Stranger Nolan's just a bunch of weird versions of me. I do have a Dustin cap.
Well,
yes,
you
do.
I'd imagine the kids would all be the same, but you'd be the Demogorgon.
What?
Yeah, you'd be the creature, and then when they went to the Upside Down, everything would be you.
I've never hated anything more in my life.
Different sides of Nolan.
Yeah.
Here, watch Star Wars with me. No, watch Marvel.
They're all screaming.
I'm Batman. Everybody hears up.
All the kids are terrified because Nolan's running at them with like Batman long ears, just charging at them.
Nothing else, just I like it.
And then you got a version of him with the short ears.
Yeah,
We're
just catfighting each other. But I don't have too much else to say on Stranger Things. That's all we pretty much got. I was just excited that we got something. I didn't think we'd get something.
Is there a release date?
I was literally just about to
I'd
ask you
imagine
guys
whatever
that.
holiday it is, that's when it would come out, because it came out on 4th of July, and it took place during 4th of July, so...
Stranger Things 4. Stranger Things?
Well, wait a minute. What are we thinking? It's Valentine's Day.
Today?
Maybe.
Yeah. They released a trailer on Valentine's Day. The trailer's called
Maybe.
From Russia with Love.
Okay. Yeah, it
Comes
might be Valentine's Day.
Ooh,
Next
I didn't
year?
think about that.
Yeah, it's probably coming out a year from today. If I were to speculate, and they don't have a release date yet, my guess is that it's a year from today it will release.
It is just a teaser trailer, so it could take a couple months for an actual trailer. So
That's a very good theory.
yeah, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. It's like, you just like think about like, wait a minute, today.
All right, everybody expect 2021 on Valentine's Day is when season 4 of Stranger Things will come out.
That'll be so long.
Coming from us
It's a long
first.
time.
Yeah, because they said fans theorize that it will come out in late 2020. But as of right now, it's technically set in 2021 for the release date. Not officially.
Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Called it.
We'll write that down. Here,
Just remember, it came from here first.
Exactly. If you're gonna credit them, we got to do that thing. What we call the segment.
Did you have a segment?
We'll call it the news segment. The news segment. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. Too bad I didn't edit these because I would have edited that out. Okay, what's our next topic? So we've got basically Stranger Things. Everyone's excited. It probably will come out on Valentine's Day.
Sonic?
The creature?
Wait,
I'm talking about Sonic.
Oh. I was like, what? Yeah. Yeah, so you can start, because you were the most interested in this.
Yeah, well, growing up, I was never like a huge Sonic player, so I don't have that nostalgic feeling for it. As I know a bunch of fans, they were not happy with this because they don't want to ruin it, because that was their childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never my childhood, and I saw the trailer. I'm like, hey, this seems like a very fun movie to watch, and I'd probably enjoy a lot. So I was generally excited for it, and it's been out for a couple days or 2 days now.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
wait, no, it came out. Yeah, no, it came out last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it came out last. No, it was last night.
Oh,
It came out last
days.
night, and it got a lot of reviews, like good reviews, saying it's just a very fun movie, and they executed it very well. And the world within Sonic represents the game very well, and they didn't mess up anything for the most part. And that I'm like, hey, that's even better than what I thought. Like I thought a lot of people would be ripping on it, but I'd still enjoy it. But it seems like the people that would hate it are enjoying it. So
Did you hear about the place where it takes place? Like in the movie, where like the setting of the movie takes
No.
place in like Green Hill Valley or something like that, and Green Hills or the Green Hill Zone is the place, like the setting of Sonic,
Oh,
which I think is
okay.
kind of cool. But at the same time, like I don't know, that's just weird to me. The whole concept of pulling an animated character and throwing them into the like real world by like
Here's-
dimensional travel, you know?
My thought. The dimensional travel thing is overused,
Yeah.
especially in the early 2000s. I like the one thing, and this was my favorite part of the. You guys, I know you've seen Bumblebee. Have you seen Bumblebee?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I want
It's
to.
worth a watch just because they're going to build stuff off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I know you're not a huge fan
I'm not.
of it.
No, the reason why is because I watch a Transformers movie to see all the big action and all the adventure, and I
Yeah.
felt like that movie was like a boy and his dog movie. That's what it felt like. It felt like
Which,
her,
yeah, it's
like
a different type of movie.
yeah, but it was a girl, not a guy, obviously. And Bumblebee just felt like the pet dog, and just it's like a cute movie, but it's not a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It would have been good, and it's basically what they're doing. It's a good origin story movie. As in, now that he has...
If they build off of it, I could probably appreciate it more. But right now, as its own solo movie, I don't care
Yeah.
for it really.
But the reason I brought it up was the cool thing that movie does is the beginning of the movie is, slight spoiler alert, is a completely CGI, but realistic-looking CGI recreation of the original 1980s
Yeah, no, that
Cybertron.
was cool. That was cool.
That's cool.
So
as
it's
hell.
not the Michael Bay ones. It's the 1980s,
That's
and there's
cool.
like they're blue and they're pink and they're bright yellow and they're fighting over this thing, and then they go to Earth. And what I saw in the Sonic trailer looks similar, where they have that scene. They have the scene in the Sonic trailer where he's in like the loop-de-loops and whatever, and then he goes to Earth. And I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind that if they show an interesting world and then him getting chucked out of it. But I don't know. Originally, I wasn't too excited, but now there are good reviews. I'm like,
I also heard that Jim Carrey stole the show and he played
Really?
the part perfectly. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard when he's on the screen, he just steals the show. They even said when he's not on screen, the movie doesn't feel as good. So
that makes sense.
He's a weird guy. I don't know too much about him, but like, man, maybe it's just his characters. They're all like,
I think he's been through some ups and downs. I think he was like depressed a couple years ago. He got like really abused in the 90s.
he
and
did.
2000s.
He was. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Have you seen his artwork? It's
No.
insane. He like makes like political artwork, and he'll draw like some of the weirdest abstract like stuff. Check it out afterwards.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to. Did you ever play Sonic as a kid?
I had it on my iPod Nano.
Awesome.
So I played it with like the little like circle thing. Did you ever have an iPod Nano?
Yeah, wait, we could get Sonic on that?
Yeah, dude. All right, let's go pick up our third generation iPod Nano.
Boom!
I never knew you could play.
I didn't know you could play games on that
Well,
thing.
I had Sonic and like the really simple games, you know, because you just touch the little like.
There was the game
I was
where
expecting like Battlefront. Like,
You're playing Battlefront 2 on this tiny screen with a little rotator button. You're like, oh my god!
Battlefront 2 is a great thing.
That is.
Great game.
But, so, are you excited for... Because neither of us have played the game. I think I might have played it once.
I played it like a very small amount.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at a friend's house twice.
Am I excited for the Sonic movie?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I'm not excited for the Sonic
I'm
movie.
also... Super speed is also my favorite superpower. So that's why I just like watching movies that show it.
Yeah.
You know?
Apparently, they said there's some ups and downs, but it's endearing. So, I'll go see it.
Yeah,
they said it's a
that's
good
an
kids movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And but there's enough for adults where you're not like, this is a kids movie.
Huh.
Well, they said that the biggest thing about it being a kids movie is just the ending, because it's your typical kids.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a kids movie.
like ending like all the what's it call it?
Pixar?
The life lessons and stuff like that.
Oh,
like your
yeah,
typical
yeah.
lessons
Gotcha.
you get within the
Like the
movie.
moral.
Yeah, the moral
Yeah.
stuff within the movie at the end is like your typical kids movie stuff. You know?
Also, I didn't realize this, but there's someone broke down a list of like specifically DreamWorks, but a lot of movies where it's like most kids movies from like 1986 to like all the way to 2005. Writers didn't want the hero to kill the villain, so the villain would like do it to themselves.
Huh.
Like the villain they'd be like, "Oh, I have pity on you," and then the villain would try to attack them one time and fall off the cliff because it was their own
So
fault.
Tarzan.
Yeah, like literally, there's like a list of everything. No, exactly. It's like every time, and there was like some like unspoken rule where the hero, if a hero in a kids movie kills the villain, they're not
a
like
hero.
To the kid.
Yeah.
Like to adults, it would still make sense, but to a kid, that's like the whole morality thing.
Yeah.
which I
That's
thought was
weird
crazy.
to think about. Yeah.
Which I have a feeling that this movie, I have not seen it. I have not heard anything. I have a feeling that what's his name, Dr. Robotnik will be his own undoing.
What other movies did they cite in the thing? Do you remember? Just because I'm curious, I just want to know if it's like... Because the one I can think of is Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Lot of
Tarzan. Yeah.
All the Disney's 90s movies, a good portion of the early DreamWorks stuff.
I could see the Disney ones especially.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be like, can't have that. You know, like...
There's like some totally off topic. There's some weird rule where like up until recently Disney, you can't show decapitation. There's like a list of rules that Walt Disney laid out. You can't show decapitation.
And they're about to show it in Endgame.
I think it's one of the only ones that it gets because it's a subsidiary
Yeah.
of Disney, not technically Disney Studios.
That's wild.
Yeah, they can't show like decapitation. They can't show a bunch of stuff. They can show your parents getting obliterated in 10 seconds. No, you think about Bambi. I haven't seen Bambi. I saw like the first 4 minutes of it as a child. It was like, "Mommy, boom!" Didn't watch the rest of that one.
That is a cliche thing that happens in every single Disney. If a parent isn't killed on screen, they're already dead.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
because there's a whole writing thing behind this. It's lazy writing. It's because if a kid had a good parent, they wouldn't be able to go on crazy adventures and get lost.
Hey, Tangled. Their parents were not dead.
You're right.
Her parents were not dead.
But she was
Tangled.
kidnapped. That was a good movie.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Tangled. Never seen Frozen or anything like that.
I enjoyed them. They're
They're
quality
not
movies.
bad,
Yeah.
actually. I didn't think I was going to like them. I totally forget what our topic was.
Sonic.
Oh, Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love having guests. This is the best. This is like a never-ending ball of fun. What else we got? So Sonic, we'll definitely go see it at some point and then review it. It looks good.
Whatever little side stuff you had.
I had a couple side stuff. We've got Jurassic World 3 is going to start filming soon. You look like you have an opinion, Liam.
Was just going to say that Colin Trevorrow, I think who's doing it,
I believe
whoever was directing, I think it was Colin Trevorrow, tweeted out that somebody had already guessed the title of the third Jurassic World movie, but just didn't reveal it himself. So he was like, yeah, somebody already guessed it. You guys can figure out who guessed it. And they just like let it.
Well, just like
I love if it was
just like
Jurassic
with
World
Endgame,
3.
they guessed it. They guessed the Endgame title, but then they're like,
No,
no, it's not
no.
that. You know,
Yeah,
so,
they did. They guessed that
Yeah.
really fast.
There's did you guys see, totally off topic, but there's that picture where the Russos are sitting in like a big warehouse and Endgame is spelled out in like all these ladders and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, yeah, I've been seeing all this.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
They posted like the picture on Instagram or something, and they said like look closely or something.
That's
and
cool.
But there was like so many different titles that got out of
before.
that though.
Yeah, because it's just a jumble of letters.
That's funny. Huh.
I enjoyed the first Jurassic World. Have you guys seen the Jurassic World movies?
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't care for the first one that much, but the second one I was actually intrigued by it because they went down a different path of selling them. I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of interesting because you never saw that or thought about that.
The second, I agree. I think they've made, what is this? They call it Jurassic World 3. It's Jurassic Park 6.
Yeah.
They have a lot of these. They have not, for the first 4 movies, it's the exact same plot and premise. The 5th movie, Jurassic World 2, dialogue is rough. But they have an actual new story. They have the little clone kid, and it's something where I'm like, not an amazing movie, but it's a concept I can get behind because it's new. I think in this next one, did you guys watch the short they released?
No, I haven't.
The director, they made one.
Yeah, and it's like the
sh-
family, right?
It's a short film, and it's the premise of the next movie is going to be basically dinosaurs are just running rampant.
Dude.
It is Jurassic
Well, that's how
World.
it ended.
Yeah, but there's in the short, like it's a bunch of families camping, and they're like, don't play with the dinosaurs, and then it I think it's like a T-Rex or a Triceratops runs up and like smashes the camper, and it's like a bloodbath.
I love how that's just like a typical thing. Oh, don't play with the dinosaurs. You know, like it's just like
if you live in a world that has just dinosaurs running around, you don't go camping. You live on the top story of a 40 foot or not 40.
Or you live
foot,
in a cave or like just go down underground or something.
So I have two problems. I have a thing about this. Humans could easily annihilate the dinosaurs.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's true.
Not on an island, because you only have a certain number of resources, but the U.S. government could easily annihilate these dinosaurs.
Dude, the dinosaurs got the government, man. They're gone.
It's an inside job. Like whatever that dinosaur was called that they made, like they combined a bunch of different DNA with it in the second one. That one's actually it's super smart. So it's actually in with the government. It's controlling him. It's like Emperor Palpatine. It has everything on its strings, you know?
It's sitting there in its chair. And it's like, I want the Triceratopses to strike tomorrow.
Well, have you seen how it should have ended on YouTube?
I think so. And he's like talking.
Yeah,
like
he's
this.
talking and stuff. I'm like, oh my god.
I love that one.
Yeah, it turns out that they combined the DNA of the president with the Indominus Rex.
No, I would love if it's the cold open in the movies. You know, in the last movie they opened with Jeff Goldblum at a hearing, and he's like,
and it ended like that. Too.
It's ended like that, and then the question I saw this thing where how long was he in that hearing, because it takes place over 2 weeks. But at the beginning of the hearing, he's saying we don't know what happened. At the end of the hearing, he's referencing the end of the movie, which means someone locked Jeff Goldblum in a room for 2 weeks. Regardless, I would love if the cold open of this movie was the exact same thing, except it's Jeff Goldblum's on trial, and when it pans to the judge, it's just the Indoraptor going and he's wearing a wig and a big Philly collar, and they're like, why should we not kill all the humans? And Jeff Goldblum's like, well, we'll just come back, because life finds a way. And then the Velociraptor just eats his head off.
Well, the Velociraptor, guilty! Guilty! It starts slamming its raptor claws.
And then the entire jury's all of the raptors.
It's just they're identical to Velociraptors in just a box. They're all like, ah!
They're not even. They're just making that Jurassic Park raptor noise over and over again.
Well, if they don't make that in the next Jurassic World, then that will be our senior thesis film.
Yeah, I will make that. I love I would love if the Jurassic Park movies got so outlandish. It goes Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're still called Jurassic World. But then 9 is the dinosaurs are like, we should clone humans and put them on an island.
It's like Planet of the Apes, but instead of Planet of the Apes, it's just all dinosaurs.
And then Jurassic Human World 2, the humans all escape and start taking over.
Or how would they name the 9th one? Human World, the Jurassic Park Saga.
yeah, the saga. Rise of the Humans or something.
Human World.
Oh, I would love that.
Modern contemporary human world.
And then there's just a series of films which the dinosaurs go extinct, and just this civilization just building back up. And then like movie 20, the dinosaurs come back again and start the entire
They just
over.
keep looping
Just
it.
rotating
Dude, they
until
just
the
throw that
sun
shit on
runs out.
shuffle and it's just going.
Man, oh man.
They just re-released the first
The
one.
ideas coming out right now are
Yeah,
insane.
Oh my, this is why we
I
get
hope the
paid for
producers
these
are
ones,
listening to us
Colin
right
Yeah,
now.
Farrell,
yeah.
like, has a notebook out, he's writing it all down. Tell me more!
Human world, very interesting. What happened in this human world?
Better pay us for it then.
They'd be on their phones. On their phones? Can they carry their phones?
They're sitting in a room recording a podcast.
Then the next room over, everyone's wearing VR headsets.
I love if we just turned over there and like the studio next to us is like across the hall. There's like another room that we could record in for just the listeners to get the geography. And we look over there and there's a bunch of velociraptors with a microphone in the middle.
No. They're looking in the window with cameras, taking pictures of us like for an exhibit, you know?
We don't know. We're in the podcasting exhibit of
Yeah.
the Dinosaur Museum.
All right, weird, crazy thought. Like, okay, so what do you think? Like in like a million years, the creatures on Earth, they're just gonna be like looking back and being like, "Hey, look at this phone I found that has all these records of like human technology and stuff like that." And then they see this podcast.
Oh man. Well, have you seen the show The Orville?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there's this episode when it's basically Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it takes place like I don't know, like 1,000 years in the future or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they find a time capsule, and there's like a phone in it, and they're going through it trying to figure everything out, like just exactly what you're saying, like, whoa, what's all this weird stuff? And they have this room where they literally can program anything, and it becomes real. Like he hooked the phone up, and like the girl on the phone and all her friends and her entire life became real, and he was living
cool.
inside. He was able to live inside her world, inside that room, and it was actually very interesting.
Yeah.
But then he caught feelings for this girl that was dead for 1,000 years, and he was like dating her, and she's dead, and he was dating her. She's basically just a computer program that he's been dating, and
that's
she's
funny.
been dead for thousands of years. Like,
That's the show with Seth MacFarlane.
yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
There's just some Star Trek episodes like that too, but they're not as funny. They're all like, "But what is existence? Because you are a computer, and I am Patrick Stewart."
I was gonna say, is that your Jean-Luc Picard?
That is. Yeah,
That's not bad.
No, it isn't. What was I gonna say? There was something else I had to say.
Oh, Jurassic World?
Oh no! Side note: have you guys ever seen Mortal Engines?
No, I have not.
There's
Oh,
like-
that.
Oh, wait, no,
that
actually-
felt like a weird movie, man.
Actually, no, I think I've seen part of it.
Yeah, I watched the whole movie, completely forgot I did, had a conversation with someone when I vehemently said I didn't watch the movie, and then remembered that I had watched
Was
the
it that
entire
forgettable?
Yeah.
It's so forgettable. And it came out like last year.
Is Peter Jackson?
So it was originally supposed to be made by him. It was made by like his underling producers because he was busy.
But then they marketed it as like
Presented by
produced-
Peter Jackson. Just like it's like Steven Spielberg presents Back to the Future
Yeah.
when he didn't do anything. But regardless, there's one. It's made by the same people who own the Minions. So there's one thing where they go. Hey, the Minions came back. This is there's one part where it's like Hugo Weaving. They're like it's thousands of years in the future and the U.S. is destroyed. They're like, save the United States gods! And it's like a giant plastic minion on a
Wait a minute.
pedestal.
Is this part of the movie?
This in the movie.
That's the dumbest thing I've
is.
ever heard.
It is. It's so
I
bad.
cannot believe that.
No, yeah.
This sounds like something you'd be making up.
No.
I'm gonna have to go watch that
It's
movie
a-
just for
you
that
do.
scene.
That's what I did.
Guys, wait. What's the chunkiest minion of?
No. That's our ending segment. We have to end with that. It's Minion of the Week. We're ending with Minion of the Week.
Okay.
Next couple things. We got Indiana Jones 5 is going to allegedly start shooting soon. The fourth one is not great. But the first three are some of my favorite films of all time.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly.
The
Just
thing
so-
about the fourth one, though, too, is like even if it's bad, I still remember every single thing that happens in
Yep.
that movie. It's so memorable. Every single one of those Indiana Jones movies
It's
is
a great
memorable.
franchise.
Yeah,
It is.
It is.
And
It's,
I
it's
think-
solid, I think.
if they get a good writing team and Harrison Ford is, if you guys have seen interviews with him, he is super invested in this movie.
Really?
Like it is like the only movie he wants to do for the rest of his life.
Oh my god! Oh,
Wait,
but
here's-
then he was like, nobody can play
Yeah,
like
like
Indiana Jones but me.
yeah, no,
only-
like it's the only he apparently all the script rewrites are like half because of him. He's like, nope, we're gonna make the best damn movie we can.
Man, that's the
No
total
way.
opposite of what he thought of Han Solo. Because he's like, oh, I'm so happy Han Solo died.
I think probably less people come up to him in the streets and go like, "You're Indiana Jones." Also, I feel like he just really likes being like the gruff badass who's also a genius and can whip people, but is also really smart and gets the girl, but isn't tied down. And Sean Connery's his friend. Like, I feel like that's what Harrison Ford wants to be in real life, and that's why he likes.
I thought he'd be a guy that would go after the Amish, but
Can we get a? Do you guys remember the character Sala from Indiana Jones? Isn't Sala? It's like his friend. He sings the songs.
I love that guy. Not Indian. My apologies. The Egyptian guy from the.
Yes, from Cairo.
Yeah.
We need a spin-off movie with just him singing sailor songs.
Have you seen the movies in a while?
it's been a long time.
You should definitely
I gotta rewatch.
We should
That'd
do
be
an
a cool
episode.
episode.
If we ever have like a lull and stuff, which probably won't happen this year because it's just franchising is done until the sun burns out. We should do like an Indiana Jones best movie.
Well, that could be a cool thing to do before the next Indiana Jones movie comes out, too.
You're not wrong. Whenever it will come out, will be great at that point. But I'm excited. I think he's invested. Everyone's invested. It potentially will be the last one with him. So, there we go.
Are we on to the Bad Batch?
We are.
Ooh, the biggest
I can't wait,
moment.
man. I truly cannot
This
wait.
is... Okay, so... Clone Wars... was literally... The prequels in Clone Wars were a huge part of me growing up as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
As they were... Like... I just remember, like, when the Clone Wars came out, it was the coolest thing. It's the reason I love the... Honestly, the reason I like the prequels as much as I do is probably because of that show.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we're getting another season, and a really, really freaking cool one,
Yeah.
seems great.
The animation, the way that it is bumped up just since the last season coming out,
Yeah.
it's insane.
I like how they made the same style, but it's just updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's approaching Revenge of the Sith. It looks like it's a necessary or like fitting transition into that movie, which I think is just going to be the coolest thing in the entire world.
That's
man.
if...
And you can see Anakin's hair is exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. We should all grow Anakin haircuts for the next episode.
I would look horrible. My hair grows straight, so it wouldn't be all wavy.
I'm pretty
like
close
English.
to it. I just gotta change the part.
Grow it out, yeah, get a little fluff. That'll be my next goal. They can walk around and slaughter children.
Don't do that. Or we could not do that. That'd be
We
cool.
cannot do that.
But if you want to rule the entire universe, and you gotta have no soul. You gotta be able to kill children.
Brought
Come on.
peace, freedom, justice, and security to minor empire.
Oh, no. Okay, we're not going to do this. We can't do it because then we'll go through the entire dialogue of that
We
scene.
will. It's
Now,
fantastic.
about
We
the
frequently
new
go
trailer,
through this.
though, I think it's pretty cool how they have this Bad Batch of clones who are kind of defective and kind of like mutated.
So, do they have superpowers?
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if
mean,
it's like superpowers, but like they're just like more built. Like they have that one guy that's like huge, and
They all have like different roles.
yeah.
One of them apparently can something's wrong with him where he can sense sense radiation, so like he knows when signals, he doesn't know what they are, but he can like sense signal transmissions and like vibrations in like the crust of
That's
the planets.
cool.
So it's like that's his he's weirdly attuned to that, the way his synapses are, and that's one of the only ones I've seen. But that is.
Do you think they're gonna like kind of be evil or something eventually?
So the thing about the Bad Batch episodes is they've already been released. And so before the show was canceled,
Okay, wait a second. I think they're redoing it a little bit because if you've seen the concept of one of those, in one of them, I think I've said this to both of you actually. In one of them, they have the scene where they're like, "What's that on your ship?" And it's like a Playboy version of Natalie Portman, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's the Naboo Senator," and I'm like, "Oh man, this didn't age well."
I don't think that'll make it.
No, I don't think they'll make it into the kids' show.
It's interesting to think, though, how much will make it into the final cut from those original drafts. I've never watched them in their entirety.
Yeah.
I just know that that they exist, and I know the major plot line. I don't think I should spoil anything. Because they are kind of spoiled.
Yeah, they're not gonna spoil.
But at least from the trailer, it seems like Rex does not have a liking to them for the most
Yeah,
part. So that's why I feel like eventually like they're gonna be like bickering the entire time, not following orders, and Rex is all
When
about
Order
that.
66 happens, what happens to the Bad Batch?
Mm-hmm.
They're a kill squad, man. You know?
True.
I don't know. Would they still have the chip?
Well, also,
I don't know.
my question is, do you think it'll show Rex taking his chip out? Because they didn't show it. Because you obviously know if you've seen Rebels that Rex took his chip out.
Mm-hmm.
But in all the other
Did
seasons...
he take his chip out before or after?
He took it out, I think, before, and then he and Ahsoka faked their own deaths and then escaped.
But that's what I think this season is going to be about. They're going to show that stuff in this season, hopefully. So that's what it seems like.
It might be
I hope
right
so.
before. You know what?
How will they end?
Apparently, there's a shot in the Clone Wars, the first one we got from a couple weeks ago, that was, or the second one, I guess, where it's Ahsoka force pulls what we can assume is Rex, because it's a clone of blue armor, knocks him out, and then is standing on that table as the doors close. And the thought is,
She's taking it out.
That Order 66 starts, he starts to attack her, and then she pulls it out of his head.
That would be cool. Or just
That would be insane.
places the tumor or whatever.
That'd be pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I'm super excited, man.
So a couple things that I didn't realize until recently. Bad Batch is Clone Troop 99, which is because the first defective clone is 99.
Yeah,
Which
when they
is
said that, I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, whoa.
so sad.
It is
because
so sad.
for a character that has very little actual screen time in that show, his death is that is a testament to how good that show is. Because his death is sad.
It is sad. He was only there for what, 2 episodes?
Well, that's why I just finished rewatching the entire thing, and it's been a couple years since I've seen it. I remember 99. I remember his death being sad, and then when I saw it, I'm like, he died already. I felt like he was in for an entire season because that's how memorable he was. That's why I'm like,
It's
wow,
so
only
impactful.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
The strongest thing Clone Wars got going for it is the clones. The fact that they gave everyone, and that might be the reason Rex
More
doesn't like
personality.
them. Bingo. Is because the Bad Batch has personality and are technically their own people, because defective clones are just people. You know what I mean?
I guess so. I can kind of see what you mean.
But so that might be the reason they butt heads, is that in a clone army, these are kind of the only real actual people that exist. If you think about it, genetically.
There might be some superiority complex too that we don't know about yet,
too.
where they could be like, oh, we have all these superpowers basically, and then Rex could be like, I'm just a clone, or any of the clones.
Good soldier following orders.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen the triangle? So they have a triangle where they judge where clones kind of have their allegiance almost, or it's mainly used to show D. Baker, the guy who voices the clones, to show him how to do the voice for each character. And the way that the triangle is fixated is in the middle is Rex, so he is a good soldier following orders, but he also has personality, and then there's other aspects to it. But he sits in the dead middle of that entire triangle, and then on each of the points they have characters that are basically extremes. So you have Dogma, who is the character from the Umbara arc, who's super into the General Krell stuff, and he's I have to follow orders the whole time. So they have him voice Dogma a certain way because he's just a soldier following orders. He's not a mix of different things like Rex. But I forget what the other 2 points are, but it's it's kind of an interesting thing to look at.
Cool. That's really cool. I like Rex. He's one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should wrap this up.
Yep.
And then continue on to the next episode.
Yeah, so then for next episode, we're going to do... So Liam, an amazing text from Liam this week, on a new suggestion that we should end every news thing with, which is the Minion of the Week, in which we present a Minion of the Week, and we just do a general shout-out, because Minions don't get enough credit. You want to do this one?
You didn't give me any time to think.
No, you can use the one you sent me.
I could use the one.
Yeah.
All right, so shout out to Carl. Carl just learned that he has 4 weeks to live. Yeehaw, Carl. All right.
So he's going to live life to the fullest.
He's going to live life to his fullest, and that's what we respect about him, because we respect him.
I'll make sure I view his post on Instagram, because it's probably going to be wild within the next 4 weeks. He's just living life.
I know what just occurred to me, just talking about coming full circle. I now want to see a thing where it's Robert Pattinson's Batman running away from a bunch of minions going banana.
I hate that because of the banana face.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, that's what we got. We're all excited for the Clone Wars. We'll go into it in our next episode more. We're going to be talking about everything Season 7, and we're going to be each giving our favorite arc, and then having it fight to the death.
I can't wait for that, man. I just watched my favorite arc, I think, in the entire series.
What I did? Yeah.
I'm going to we're totally going to talk about that next time.
Yeah, no, you two, both of you guys have rewatched Clone Wars. Okay. So, I'm Nolan.
Joey?
Liam?
And this has been another episode of the Blip Pod. Thank you for tuning in. Tuning in. I don't know what is the official podcast? Listening in.
Tuning in. Tuning in's good.
Bing. And that's our show.